Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Ahbijit Sunil. I'm a senior analyst with Forrester Research. And today we are going to discuss a study that we did in understanding the sustainability priorities and especially in buildings. Forrester Research and Johnson Control together did a study of 300. Forrester Research and Johnson Controls together did a study of 3,445 smart buildings leaders in understanding their priorities. This was a double-blinded survey that spanned security professionals, sustainability leaders, and others. And today we are discussing the key findings based on the analysis of the responses of 1,537 sustainability leaders that we surveyed. Building operations make up nearly 40% of global energy-related carbon emissions, which is significant, and the urgency in addressing sustainability in buildings is therefore vivid and evident. 1/3 of global energy consumption goes directly into buildings, in heating and cooling buildings. A research that we did at Forrester, looking at the opportunities in the green market that we are looking at for the next few years, told us that $24 trillion will be spent until 2050 just in buildings. And heating and cooling equipment itself will take up 56% of that. Overall, our forecast is that more than $300 trillion will be spent just on the green market opportunities, which would include opportunities that will be akin to the industrial revolution in the research that we did. Interestingly, we looked at the priorities that sustainability leaders had from the previous version of the survey that we did. And what we found out is when we asked about the top priorities for smart buildings, sustainability was a top 3 priority back in 2021 and even now in 2023. Along with sustainability were other aspects such as improving profitability, surely, improving customer experience, and all of those efforts and priorities still existed, but it's very interesting and encouraging to learn that sustainability is a top priority still. We asked in the survey about the most impactful initiatives that organizations took. Not just the initiatives that they undertook, but what made the most impact and what was most fruitful for organizations. And what we learned is upgrading old systems to improve efficiency reigned supreme. In making a building smarter and therefore more sustainable. But as an organization matures, we found that other priorities such as adding or upgrading building automation controls, enabling AI ML based technologies and the use cases that AI brought to a building all contributed to significant impact in achieving more sustainability. And this is reflective of the journey that an organization will undertake, first beginning by improving of efficiency and thereby equating optimization with sustainability, and then going from there into exploring emerging technologies that will help with building efficiency and therefore sustainability. But a grim picture is that although all of these initiatives in sustainability are vivid and are very widely discussed now, especially at a setting like this in COP28, we see that when we asked about an immediate goal of 2030 building carbon footprint reduction, 31% said that they're underperforming or significantly underperforming in their 2030 carbon footprint reduction goals. We tried to avoid biases in our study by not asking a very long-term goal such as 2050 and asked about what about 2030, the next 7 to 8 years, how are you going to react? And we find that a lot of organizations really need a lot of help. And to add to that, we asked about in your current situation, what's the cadence of measuring and reporting on carbon emissions? and 53% said that they only do this on a quarterly or an yearly basis. So measuring on carbon metrics that directly impacted the recommendations that an organization can gain and how to make their buildings more efficient and therefore more sustainable and smarter was clearly absent. And to add to that again, confusion reigns across multiple business functions on how an organization has set targets. When we asked about whether an organization has building carbon emissions reduction goals, leaders with sustainability in their titles or leaders who identified themselves as sustainability leaders said only 49% of such leaders said that their organization had a building carbon emissions reduction goal, whereas IT was significantly prone to overstate that the organization had a carbon footprint reduction goal. The CEO and other executives were again in the same boat. This means that there is no single source of truth even within the organization that to understand global goals that they've set, let alone more granular metrics that an organization might actually have.